carbylamine test, and next one decarboxylation reaction. So we will start with carbylamine reaction. And this is a very important reaction, and this is actually the test for identification of primary amines. Before going to discuss about this reaction given in this material, you have to have a basic idea about what are primary amines, what are secondary amines and tertiary amines and all, and so that we will have some basic discussion. So I think you know what is ammonia, NH3. Ammonia formula is NH3. If you replace hydrogen atoms from ammonia with alkyl groups, say for example, if one hydrogen is replaced by one alkyl group, then it becomes RNH2. These are called primary amines. Primary amines. If two hydrogens are replaced by two alkyl groups, then it is called secondary amine. Say for example, two hydrogens are replaced. In ammonia, three hydrogens are there. Now I have removed two hydrogens, then it becomes NH, and if I substitute two alkyl groups, next if all the three hydrogens are replaced by alkyl groups, say R and R, then all the three hydrogens are replaced. Such compounds are called tertiary amines. But here our present case is only primary amine. So let's discuss about primary amines here. So primary amines general representation is RNH2, and you might know what is the meaning of R here. So R is nothing but alkyl group. What is alkyl group? So to understand organic chemistry, everybody should know at least two alkyl groups. The most important alkyl groups are CH3 is called methyl, and C2H5 it is called ethyl. Every one of you should remember these two formulae and their names, methyl and ethyl. CH3 is called methyl group and C2H5 is called ethyl group. Sometimes ethyl group can also be represented as CH3, CH2. This is also nothing but C2H5 only, 2 carbon atoms, 3 plus 2, 5 hydrogen atoms. So this is the basic idea you should know. And one more thing is, here NC is mentioned. You know what are CNs? CN is nothing but cyanide group, and when it is reversed, the NC is called isocyanide group. Isocyanide group. So CN is cyanide, NC is isocyanide. This is the primary information you must know to understand the explanation I am going to give in this named reaction. Okay, so let's start the discussion. So carbylamine reaction, or it is also called carbylamine test, or it is also called isocyanate test. This is the test for identification of primary amines. When primary amines are reacted with chloroform and alcoholic potassium hydroxide, we will get isocyanates. These are also called carbylamine. It's called carbylamine test or isocyanate test. So what are isocyanate? NC. So here R is alkyl group. Just I told you alkyl group is nothing but methyl or ethyl. You can take an example of this reaction, like in the place of R, if I substitute CH3, then it becomes CH3NH2. Name of this compound is methyl amine, and gives CH3NC. This is a methyl isocyanide, right? You can take this simple form also. Now primary amines react with chloroform and alcoholic KOH to give isocyanates, and this is a test for identification of primary amines, that's all. And how can we test primary amines? And this test will not be given by secondary or tertiary amines, and whatever the isocyanate formed in the product, it has a very foul smell. That means it has very bad odor. So due to this bad odor, we can identify the given amine is a primary amine, whereas secondary amine or tertiary amines do not give this result. Now let's move on to the second reaction, that is a decarboxylation reaction. Decarboxylation. What is the meaning of decarboxylation? Here D means removal. Carboxylation means carbon dioxide. Removal of carbon dioxide, that is minus CO2. So in this reaction we are going to remove carbon dioxide. So and this reaction is very important for the preparation of alkanes. So here let's come to the reaction. CH3COONA. What is the CH3COONA? And you should know some primary names of the compounds. CH3COONA is called sodium acetate. Is a sodium acetate. CH3COO minus and Na plus. Na plus is cation, so we have to write the name of cation first. So we have written sodium, and CH3COO minus, it is called acetate ion. So sodium acetate, it is not acetate sodium, we have to call it as sodium acetate, and it reacts with NaOH and CaO. The combination of NaOH and CaO is called lime. See here, soda lime. Here in soda lime is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. Sodium hydroxide. In sodium hydroxide, the first four letters soda, and lime is nothing but CaO. CaO is called lime, calcium oxide. So the mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide is called soda lime. When sodium acetate is heated with the symbol delta represents heating. Heated with soda lime, will get methane and sodium carbonate. Now we will discuss how methane and sodium carbonate are formed. So here methane is formed. See here, very simple. Here CH3 is there, no? This CH3 combines with one hydrogen from NaOH. CH3 and one hydrogen becomes CH4. Methane is formed. This is the main product of this reaction. And the byproduct is sodium carbonate. How sodium carbonate is formed? Here one Na, here another Na, two sodium atoms, so becomes Na2. Here COO. COO is nothing but CO2, carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is removed, and this CO2 combines with this oxygen and becomes CO3. This COO and this O, total 3 oxygens, 1 carbon, 3 oxygens, CO3, sodium carbonate. So carbon dioxide is removed in the form of carbonate. Such reactions are called decarboxylation reactions. Now come to the statement. When sodium salt of carboxylic acid, sodium salt of carboxylic acid is nothing but sodium acetate. Suppose if you have any difficulty in writing this name, you can simply write sodium acetate. Suppose in exam, if you forget the name of this compound CH3COONA, you can write when CH3COONA. See, I will show you. So instead of writing sodium salt of carboxylic acid, you can simply write when CH3COONA is heated with soda lime, and we'll get alkanes. That's the main statement. Okay, so very simple reactions. I hope you understood these two reactions and practice well. If you practice, you become perfect. And each and every reaction is very important, and not only for 8 marks, and each question is separately, individually asking for 2 marks. So each named reaction is individually important for 2 marks. Okay, and we'll meet in the next video with 2 more organic reactions.